So in this video, I just want to go over how to create a work set manually. It's just in case you guys want to know the backgrounds of what the application that we wrote is actually doing. So I'm just going to run through that process. So first thing is I would go to my standards. So workspace is OHDOT standards. I would go inside my workset templates folder. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to copy my the template folder. I'll copy that, and then I'm going to paste that to wherever I want my work set to be. So I'll go over here, and maybe I want it inside this work sets folder. So I'll paste it, and then I'm going to rename it to whatever I want. Maybe this is demo. So there's my project. So I go into it. Here's the different the folder structure. So what I wanted to say is if you want to add additional surveying folders, you'd come over here and grab the subtemplate for survey, copy it, paste it over here, and change it to say 301 survey, and then maybe the company name. And then you do the same thing if you had more engineering folders. So copy and paste the engineering subtemplate. Now do 401 engineering, maybe company B. Now, if you have structures, so say this engineering company is going to handle certain structures, you come inside here. Now there's a bridge template, culvert template, and wall template. So you can just copy those over and change their name. So the name for a bridge should be CFN underbar and then the 7-digit number for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this, if the bridge is being replaced, this number should be the new SFN, not the old one. Now walls should just be wall and then a 3-digit number. And then culverts should be a CFN and then the 7-digit number. And same thing with culvert. If the culvert is being replaced, this number should be the new number. The new, not the old one. So that's structures. So if the other engineering company had, if you were working on stuff, you'd put it in there. So next is adding all the files in. So if I go to my standards, I will go to survey files. I want to add this survey master file, so I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to go into each surveying folder, survey data, reports, paste it in there, and rename it. This should follow the name of your work set. So I'll just copy that and put it over into my other survey folder. And now I need to add in my workset standard files. So what I'll do is for GCS, this is the DTY file. So if I go to seed, DTY, you should see 3 different DTY files. So whatever zone your project is going to be in, maybe mine's in the north zone, I'll copy that, I'll paste that, and this name should be just the name of the workset. Next is a plot driver. So I'll go to plot config and I'll grab this seed pset file, paste it, again renaming it so that it starts with the name of the workset. I'll do the template library next. So if I come back here and I go to template library, I'll grab the ITL file, paste it, and then again change the name so that this matches. And now I need the seed files. So if I go over to seed, right, so here I want to make sure I pick the seed file that corresponds with the right GCS that I chose. So I did north zone. So I want the 2D north feet and the 3D north feet. Copy that, paste it. Oh, and these should not be here. I must have left them in there on accident. Those will be removed, so you shouldn't have seen that in the template. So it should start with blank. So I put my two files in here, and now I'm going to rename them to be my workset name. Get rid of all that ending stuff. It should say design seed, and I'll just copy this, and I will paste. Now I need my drawing and my seed, which corner system doesn't matter, and we're not going to rename this. Okay, so now I have my workset template all set up with all the seed files. What I still need to do is I need to still add the workset configuration file. So if I go back to my standards inside workset templates, there should be a config file to go with that template. So I'll copy that config file. Now here it's important you put this in the right spot. So if I go to where my workspace config file is and look at there, I should have a workset location being set. And so this right here, I'm setting to this OHDOT workset config file. So that's where all my workset config files should be for this workspace. So I will go in there and I will paste it. And then I'm going to rename this to match my workset name. And then I'm going to open it up. And this top line is important. This is the location of where the work set actually is. So if I go back, I'm just going to copy this path and I'll paste over it. And I'll end it with a slash. Technically there should be forward slashes, but you can get away with backslashes. And then the PID values say for everything to work correctly, you want the PID value to equal the name of your work set. So that's all these variables down below are the way I named all my files are dependent on OHDOT PID. So you have to set it like that. So I'll save that. And now my workset shall be configured. Now if you really want this to be just the PID value, you can do that. It's just when I name these files, so if I scroll down to where it's saying these seed files, so like my design 3D, I'm saying use this variable design 3D. So I would have just had to have named my seed files differently. So if I go into here, these two would have to be just the PID value. And same would go for this one and this one. So however you want, you're doing it manually, so set up however you want. But if you change those names to be just the PID value, then as long as you enter that in right here, you don't have to change anything else. So the goal of this is you only have to change these two lines. So the last thing to do is to associate your seed files with your work set. So I'm going to open up MicroStation. So I'll choose this work set and I will browse. And I will go to my standards, seed, and I'm going to open up each one of these and I'll get the little message that says, hey, do you want to make this a part of, associate this with this work set? I'll just select that and hit open. And I'll just repeat that for the other 3 seed files. And now your work set has been created manually. So that's how you do it. So inside project-wise, it is very much the same process. You're just inside project-wise. The only difference is you will not have to modify your config file. It'll already be set up. So you won't have to edit the config file and you won't have to associate your seed files. So all the same as what I just showed, except the last 2 steps you don't have to do. You still just have to copy and paste the template, rename, and then copy all your seed files in and rename. And then you're done. The only other difference is where you put your workset config file. So outside of ProjectWise, I showed you copying that template config file and pasting it wherever you set that your config file location to be. But inside ProjectWise, what you're going to do is you're actually going to paste it inside your work set folder. So I'm in here, I already have it here, so you would copy and paste it and then rename it to match your work set name. But like I said earlier, you don't have to edit the file inside ProjectWise. It's all set up and ready to go. Alright, the only other thing I didn't mention is that your DGenWS file should be created automatically right here. So it won't be created until you open a file with that project, or workset rather, but inside and outside ProjectWise it will go inside your 990 workset standards folder. And you just let the program handle that file. So that is how to set it up manually. If you have more questions about it, please let me know. But see you in the next video.